What's going on, YouTube people? Northeast Ohio Sports Cards here for the weekly review slash wrap up slash whatever the hell we call this thing. The week that was in the wonderful world of sports cards. Touch on some newsy stuff. Get into a few charts. I say this every week. We're going to try to keep this one quick this week. Doesn't usually end up happening. A few housekeeping items. I get this question a lot. Is there a way to reach out / contact / follow me beyond the YouTube nonsense? And the answer is yes. My Twitter and my IG handle are both down below. I'm a little slow at checking IG, but yeah. If you guys want to follow me outside of the YouTube verse, those are the two best ways. Either IG or Twitter. Both those handles are in the description for this video, so feel free to give me a follow. I don't tweet or post a ton of IG stuff. Usually what IG is going to be is a few spoilers for upcoming videos, because I usually post mail or pickups on there prior to them making their way to the YouTube desk. And then Twitter is just usually me bantering about shenanigans. I don't usually post a ton of stuff, but I chime in on some conversations here and there. And I also share the video links on there. You guys can retweet those and stuff. Spread the good gospel of Northeast Ohio Sports Cards. What else? Market Movers links are down below as always. Also, don't forget there is an Amazon affiliate link down there. You could use it to buy anything that you want from Amazon, and I get a very, 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 very small portion of that, which I use those funds to help buy any equipment upgrades that I need for the channel. I think that pretty much covers everything. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, click the like button, all that jazz. We are on the quest, the long grind for 10K. It's going to take a hot minute, but that's all right. So with all that being said, longer preamble than I normally get into on these things. Let's get into it. So what's been in the news this week? Taxman's coming. That was last week. I am still trying to figure the hell out if that thing's actually final. I'm like 99.9% sure that it is indeed in there. There's this weird amendment thing going around. I'm going to probably post an update video tomorrow morning about the tax situation thing with the reporting for 1099s and all that. But I'm just still trying to absolutely confirm that it is or isn't in there. Forbes wrote an article on it, so that leads me to believe that they're a lot smarter than me and the people on Blowout when it comes to sussing this thing out. But there was just a lot of confusion on it because there was an amendment that was attempted to be attached to try to strike it. But we'll probably talk about that in a video tomorrow morning, most likely. What else? Dallas Card Show is going on right now. I am recording this late Saturday night. And from everything that I have heard from Twitter and IG and some people on the ground, it is all KD all the time. KD rookies are the tour de force, with the Nets looking like the favorite now in the East. Nets are probably going to get the 1 seed. Embiid got hurt. That was the other big thing that happened this week. He's not out for the season, but he's going to be out. I think they said 4 to 6 weeks, maybe. At least a few weeks, with a deep bone bruise. All that being said, they got extremely lucky. I was watching that game when it happened, and it looked bad. So him just having a deep bone bruise, I feel, is pretty good. But I think that's going to hurt the Sixers' chances. Not that, I don't know how much the seeding matter this year with like limited crowds and all that. I don't really know. But it can't hurt to be home the entire time. And hopefully, he's back with no issues and everything. I mean, a bone bruise, it's just kind of like the way I understand it is once it heals, you're fine. The interesting thing is that the MVP race is wide open again. So Embiid had kind of established himself as the favorite for the MVP, and now that's pretty much off the table. So I have no idea who your NBA MVP is. It's probably going to be LeBron, Joker, or Giannis again. I know people do not like Giannis. I make videos about Giannis and talking about Giannis is too cheap. And people tell me no. Giannis is bad and he's boring. I mean, I get the Giannis narrative reminds me so much of early career LeBron, having lived through that firsthand. The parallels are outstanding, or just like it's just so similar about LeBron getting called out for failures in the playoffs and can't make big shots and can't do this and can't do that and this, that, and the other thing. It's really surprising to me how similar those two narratives are. So, but to me, those are the top three, unless there's some super random dark horse candidate. Like, does Donovan Mitchell sneak his way into consideration if the Jazz end up with a 1 seed? I don't know. Pretty much MVP is wide open right now. So that's an interesting subplot to this back half of the season. NBA trade deadline's coming up, all that stuff. So yeah, Dallas card show's happening right now. I am not there, obviously. Dallas is a little bit of a hike for me to get down there. So we'll see what type of stories, hype, and shenanigans come out of Dallas. But the early word is all KD all the time. Those are the couple major things I wanted to hit on for this week, newsy wise. Prism boxes showed up on Panini's website, but there's no price on them yet. The early pre-order price listings on eBay, this was like one random seller, were $3,200 for a hobby box of Prism. Good effing luck with that. I mean, don't get me wrong, they could probably put it that price and probably sell out, but I'm not touching that. Good luck. I mean, to be fair, they could price it for $2,000 and I wouldn't touch it either because I don't rip wax very often. Once price gets firmed up on that, I'll make a video specifically on Prism. I have some thoughts on the upcoming rookie chase nonsense. That being said, please do not be one of these people. I did not pull a chart or pictures for this or anything. LaMelo Hoops PSA 10 Prisms. Guys, don't go crazy buying those things. I've seen some astronomical sale prices for the couple that have been back from PSA on Super Express orders. Don't go crazy. Like, go look to see what like Luka, Trey, Giannis, even Zion and Ja PSA 10 Hoops and Don Russ PSA 10 sell for before you go buying a bunch of LaMelo PSA 10s at ultra inflated prices because there's just no supply. Just wait it out. Just wait. It'll be fine. Trust me. There will be LaMelo Hoops and Don Russ base cards to buy in a month when they are 70% cheaper. All right, we have buried the lead on this one. Let's get into the charts and the graphs and the wonderful world of market movers. Kevin Porter Jr. week. It is here and it has arrived. The savior of the NBA has returned to us in all of his glory. Anyone that's followed the channel for a while knows I am an absolutely huge KPJ guy. I wish I had more. I have a ton. Nothing super high end. I have piles of Prism parallels and silvers and a BGS 10 Ruby Wave and a bunch of autograph stuff. Nothing crazy high end. Like, I don't have any NT or anything like that. But yeah, I have a lot of KPJ stuff. I talked about him last week. I said he's going to get called up. They don't have any bodies. He's going to get a ton of minutes. He's been balling out in the G League. And every time this kid played for the Cavs, he played amazing. Yes, he's a head case. He got called up. He balled out. His prices went nuts. Last week, I think I talked about this on the channel. I think I did this prior to the video going up. I cannot remember, but I bought 6 or 7 PSA 10 Prisms on Star Stock for $100 a piece. And I've been slowly selling those off as prices rise. I think I have 2 left. I sold a couple for $125, one for like $150, another one for like $130 something. I forget the exact sale prices now. But I made a nice chunk of change off KPJ on Star Stock this week. And I will probably be looking to move a big batch of the physical cards that I have of his. I've been waiting for this to happen. I do think the kid's really talented. I think he has staying power. I think his prices could stay up, but there's just the head case factor. So I'm going to sort through everything, pull a few things aside that I want to hold and move a bunch of the other stuff while the prices are up. And I could see them going higher. He's going to get a boatload of playing time. Wall is constantly hurt, and Victor Oladipo is probably getting traded or bought out in the next couple weeks. So it's going to be KPJ time, and the hobby loves KPJ. I talk about this all the time. There are certain players that the hobby adores. KPJ is one. Bull was one. Guys like that. MPJ was another one. It does not take much. If they have one big game, the prices go nuts because they have a massive little following in the community and they get talked about all the time. Those are the players that you want to target when their stuff gets cheap. You could have made a mint off KPJ if you bought him like a month ago. His stuff was dirt cheap. And even, like I said, I made good money just buying him last week. So on the charts, we could see KPJ, PSA 10 Prism Silver over the last 7 days. Whoops, wrong screen. Over the last 7 days, up 20%, ended at 560 for an average. I've seen some sales closer to 600, some for 500. He had a really good game on Friday night. Prices are still kind of sorting themselves out. I would not be surprised if KPJ shows up on the charts next week for massive increases as well. His base Prism has also shot way up. On the week, it's up 40% from $100 to $137. And I can already tell you, I've sold some on Star Stock for upwards of 150-ish. In fact, I think I sold one today for 150. So once again, this is Friday night's number. As Saturday has moved on, there's been more and more sales. Prices have continued to rise. Once again, I believe that we will see KPJ appear on these charts next week as well, as he is a very trendy player. We mentioned him earlier, KD. So I ran a couple of KD charts. This is his base factory set, the all-white one, PSA 10. Over the last 7 days, this is up 20% from $2,000 to $2,400. And then there are two main variations of this, a black one and an orange one. They are both super, super rare. Those do not come around easy, especially graded. His primary card, the one that everybody, the refractor is the one that everybody wants, that's high end. But his main go-to rookie, Topps Chrome, in a PSA 10 is up 12% for a $1,300 shift up. Goes from 10.7 to 12K even. And once again, I expect KD stuff to stay on this list. I'm going to throw this out there and I'm going to sound like a wild man. If I had KD and I got him cheap, and this is going to be the famous thing, and if I had multiples, I would potentially look to sell some off this week. It could be a massive mistake, but KD's got a weird thing going on with this hamstring. He's been out for quite a long time. He had the Achilles issue last year. He's been kind of nicked up a little bit on and off this year. I'm just saying. And I tend to be ultra conservative when it comes to this sort of stuff. If I bought, a couple of these white tops back in December, if I bought 3 of them, I would probably be looking to sell one right now because you could probably sell one and completely pay for the other 2, and then you're just free rolling. But once again, could be a massive mistake. If they go on and make a deep run into the NBA Finals, you could be looking back saying that idiot Neo told me to sell in March and look at all this money I left on the table. Or he could keep battling these nagging muscle pulls throughout the season, and eventually his prices are going to pull back. We just saw the same thing happen. LeBron, Jordan, and Kobe stuff went to the moon, were there, planted their flag, hung out for a little bit, and then the shuttle came back to Earth a little bit. A Topps Chrome LeBron was 40 to 45K there for a hot minute. It's down to 13K now. I could see this exact same thing happening here. This KD stuff spikes. It's getting all the hype coming off the Dallas card show. That hype's going to roll into a wave into this week. Prices are probably going to peak. And then I think there's going to be a pullback because remember, the dude's not even playing. He's hurt. And then I think there's a pullback and then it levels back off at a new floor. And then from there, it's going to go with what happens in the playoffs. So if you're don't like to take a lot of risks, and you have multiple KD stuff, all I'm saying is at least run all your numbers, do your research, check, and you might want to sell one of your 3 or one of your 4 or 2 of your 4 or 2 of your 5, whatever. If you only have one, that's when things get a lot harder. And this is why I always advocate for buying multiples, because when you have 2 of something, it makes it a lot easier to sell the one and risk the other one and get cute with that one and see if it goes to the moon or it goes to the basement. But at least if you have 2, you can lock in the good returns if you've made good returns from when you purchased and sell. Knowing when to buy is extremely easy. That's the easiest part in the world. There's a billion tools that tell us when to buy. There is no tool that tells us when to sell. None, other than our brain and hoping that you didn't make the biggest mistake of your life when you pull the trigger and actually sell something, especially something like a KD rookie. It's not like flipping a Taylor Horton Tucker. I had no regrets selling THT. KD is a different story. That one can come back, bite you in the ass a little bit. Buy multiples, guys. Buy multiples. Makes your selling decisions so much easier. So that's my hot take KD thoughts. Let's transition over to baseball. Fernando Tatis is down. What? I didn't even know that was possible. Both his chrome and his base tops. Chrome's down 13, or I'm sorry, paper's down 13%. Chrome's down 6%. And I saw a couple sales close today, even cheaper than this. Market Movers lags today. I'm recording this on Saturday. I'm pretty sure I saw some eBay sales around the 425, 420 mark on his Chrome. I think this is just a little bit of a market correction. His prices shot way up because he signed a new contract. They went up to, you were selling Topps Chromes for almost $500. I sold 2 on Star Stock for $480, I think. And now they've drastically pulled back in the last week or two, which I feel is normal. The whole price is spiking because the guy signed a new contract. I never really understood that concept. He didn't really do anything, especially in the off season. Nothing changed. He didn't hit any more home runs, though he actually has had a couple in spring training. So Tatis, if you want Tatis, this is probably your chance to get back in before the season starts. I got into Tatis. I missed the first 2 waves, if you will. I bought 2 of his PSA 10 Chromes on Star Stock for like $350-ish. And I sold them at both of them at like $460, $480 right after the contract. And I got out. Not that I don't think Tatis is a good player, but I bought in at $350, sold at $460, $480. I made well over $100 per card. I had a feeling his stuff was going to come back down again. And then also for him just to maintain that level of pricing, he just needs to have an insane season, which he could absolutely do. Don't get me wrong. And we could look like fools again in 6 months. But I really treat Star Stock as get in and get out. Get in. If I make $100, $50, whatever it is on whatever it is, I just want to keep building that bankroll. So, but if you want in on Tatis, and I wouldn't blame you for wanting in on Tatis, I actually almost traded for a Tatis today at the card show. This is probably your window of opportunity to buy the dip before the season starts. Because if he comes out hot, look out. On the opposite side of things, so Soto, the 3 big ones are Soto, Tatis, and Acuna. Soto's pretty much flat. He's down like 2 or 3%. Tatis is the one that's having a little bit of a pullback. Acuna is the one going up this week. It feels like these guys switch. Like one says, okay, it's your week to go down. It's my week to stay flat. And it's my week to go up. And they just like pick a straw out of a hat at the beginning of each week. So Acuna PSA 10 Topps Chrome. Once again, the bat down is his main rookie, the short print. That one's super expensive. This is the common man one. This one's extremely popular. On the week, it's up 20% almost from 235 to 275. This really jumped up. I sold one of these on Star Stock too cheap. This is the problem when you have a bunch of stuff on Star Stock. I had one that I bought for like 200. I had it listed at 245. And then it sold. I didn't realize the prices had jumped up on it this week, and I probably could have got more for it. I made a pretty decent profit on it, 25, $30, whatever. Once again, it was a get in, get out. I wasn't looking to hold it long term. I would like to move most of, if not all, my baseball on Star Stock prior to the season starting. So I've begun to actively work down that inventory this last week or so. But Acuna's up. And once again, those are the big three when it comes to baseball stuff. Let's hop over to football just really quick and then wrap this up because I failed at ending this video early. Barry Sanders? Yeah, I know. Football, 89 tops traded base, PSA 10. Barry Sanders has been getting a lot of love this week. 26 sales in the last week on an 89 Barry Sanders out of nowhere. Started the week at 250, ends the week at 400 for a 54% increase. I'm assuming this is just people still playing catch up on the greatest of all times from various sports, like we saw in basketball, just kind of that trickle down. I feel like this card went up a couple times already, so I'm not sure really what's causing this. I don't know if someone specifically called it out, it got pumped a little bit, or just nature's taking its course, or a little bit of all three. But anyways, that card went a little nuts this week. And then once again, this kind of came out of nowhere. Odell Beckham Topps Chrome base shot up this week. 4 of them sold, and it went from $62 to $90 for a 45% increase. 4 sounds like a small number, but this is only a 750 count population card, so there's not a ton of them out there. But yeah, this got up to $90, which just seems a little strange because nothing really happened. He started rehab. There's been some positive reports about him being ready to start the season, so I guess it's just that. I don't know. Just seemed a little strange to me that there was really nothing to base it on, but I don't mind it. I have one of those laying around somewhere in the old basement. But yeah, I forgot to pull a chart for him, but goes without saying, Dak stuff spiked up this week because of the contract extension. Not crazy amount. His optic moved about $50. It was sitting at about 275, 300, and it kind of shifted up towards 350 range, and it's been sitting at about 350. His Prism moved a little bit too, but not as much, but that's a pretty low population count card and also pretty pricey. That's all I have for you guys today. If you're listening to this Sunday morning, I am on my way to a card show in Cleveland, Ohio, or Independence, Ohio. We'll see how that one is. The one today was kind of meh. A lot of the better dealers were at Dallas, so I kind of didn't really connect those dots that the one today might be meh because everyone's at Dallas. So we'll see how the one in Cleveland is tomorrow. I have nothing better to do, so I'll take the drive. So like, comment, sub, and I'll be creeping around a card show in Cleveland while you guys are liking, commenting, and subbing. So we'll catch you guys on the next one tomorrow morning. Most likely an update on the whole tax situation. And then Tuesday, I really want to do a comic book video. I kind of want to do one for tomorrow, but I want to get the tax reporting stuff out there for an update for that and kind of finalize that situation. But I really want to do a comic book video. The comic book market is absolutely insane right now, like insane. I'm seeing massive returns on comic books, CGC 9.8s that I just bought 2 or 3 weeks ago already, that I can move them if I want to, but I'm not looking to move them really. I'm treating comic books as the safe harbor where I am churning and burning a lot of random basketball. For example, I am probably going to sell a pile of Kevin Porter Jr. stuff. I am probably going to use that money from KPJ to go buy some nice higher end CGC 9.8s that are on my list before it gets too late, because that inventory is drying up super fast. Those books are very low population counts or census counts, and they are moving quickly. And the prices continue to escalate literally every single day. So I'm trying to get in before I get priced out of some of this stuff. So I keep chasing things each week as I get money coming in from various things to make moves on some of this stuff before it just really goes to the moon. So like I snuck comic book talk into the weekly sports card market update. Got ya. All right, that's all I got, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.